guys, it's Alice and welcome to this reading vlog. Now this vlog is gonna have a little bit of a theme. It's gonna be all about mystery thrillers because one, it's kind of all I want to read right now, and two, I have a bunch of new exciting ones that I'm really excited to read, so I thought I would do that for this vlog. I'm obviously not going to be able to finish all of these books in one day. Usually my reading vlogs are like one day or one afternoon or something, but this one is going to be over how many days it takes me to read these 3 books. These books are not new releases, they're just new to me. I got them very recently. One of them was sent to me, just so you know, and yeah, I'm gonna try and read these 3. I feel like it's probably gonna take me like maybe a week. Maybe I can do it in a week. Anyways, I thought I would just show you the books and tell you a little bit about them. Not gonna lie, I don't know what all of these are about completely. I looked into them when I got them, but I have forgotten what they're about since then. So the first one is The Silent Patient by Alex Michaelides. I think that's how you say it, I hope it is. And this is a book that I've just had on my radar since it was released. I think maybe it came out last year? Yeah, so this was released in 2019, and I think the story is about this woman who has killed someone. Yeah, she's murdered her husband, and since then she hasn't spoken a single word. And I think the story is about this psychiatrist who wants to make her talk because she hasn't spoken for 6 years or something. And no one really knows why she did what she did, or like, yeah, they don't know anything about it, and this psychiatrist wants to figure it out. I think it sounds really intriguing. I've sort of heard mixed things, but yeah, I'm very excited about it. The second book is I'll Never Tell by Catherine Mackenzie, and this I didn't look that much into. I just found out that it was about a summer camp, and I was like, ooh, it's a mystery thriller, it's about a summer camp. I feel like that's gonna be perfect for the summer. And I think it's about something awful that happened at the summer camp, and then 20 years later, someone who was there back then is invited back or something. It says on the back here that deeply buried secrets make for a disturbing family reunion in best-selling author Catherine Mackenzie's tantalizing novel of psychological suspense. I think that sounds great. I've never read anything by this author, but I think she's written some other books too. And yeah, hopefully this is gonna be good. The last book is another one that I've had on my radar for a while, and it is The Turn of the Key by Ruth Ware. Now, I've read one other book by Ruth Ware. I think it was The Woman in Cabin 10, and I liked it, but I didn't love it. But this is supposed to be absolutely amazing, and a lot of people who read a lot of mystery thrillers have said that this is amazing, which makes me very excited. All I really know about this is that it's about a nanny, and I think that this woman who is the nanny, one of the children that she is supposed to look after dies, and she's like charged for the child's murder, but you don't really know if she's done it or not. I usually really like those types of books, and yeah, I've heard that this is just amazing, so hopefully it will be. Now today is Friday, and I actually have the day off because I'm working tomorrow, and it's like the afternoon now, and I've just been downtown with my sister all day, which was really nice. And yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I'm like weirdly a little bit sleepy and tired. I think maybe because it's just so hot outside today. It's like 30 degrees or something, which is like way too hot for me, and it's been warm for the whole week now, and you know, for some people that's great. For me, I don't really love it. I feel like it's way too hot, and it feels a little bit worrying because we usually do not have these types of temperatures, and they're becoming more and more normal, which is not really a good sign. This video isn't gonna turn into like a global warming chat, but like, I'm just saying. Either way though, I think I am going to honestly take a nap, which is a great way to start this vlog. And I'm such an adult, but I just, I have the day off and I'm lazy. So that's what we're gonna do. But when I've slept for a little bit, I'm gonna start The Silent Patient. I don't really know why I'm picking this one first. I just feel like it. I think it's gonna be very interesting. So yeah, I'm gonna go sleep a little and then read a little bit in this, and I will talk to you later at some point. So I read like 100-ish pages of this yesterday, and so far it's pretty good. The story follows this psychotherapist, right, who is obsessed with this case of a woman who has shot her husband in the face. After that, she hasn't spoken for 6 years, and she has spent most of those 6 years in this mental institution. And this psychotherapist, he applies for a job at this institution just so he can try to treat her. It's kind of interesting because this main character is like obsessed with this case of this woman, and he like applies for this job just to try to like talk to her or get her to talk. And it's like a weird obsession. It's a little bit like it is interesting though, and the book mostly follows his perspective, but we also get to read some diary entries from this woman before she murders her husband. And I think that works well. It's interesting. I am like a third of the way through now, and I'm hoping that we'll arrive at some sort of twist soon, because I don't know, I think maybe it needs it. It is very readable though. The writing isn't like extraordinary, but it's just very easy to read and to sort of get into, which I like. I'm probably not going to read that much of this today because I have to go to work now and I have a late shift, but I should, I think, be able to finish this tomorrow. So it's now Monday. Didn't vlog anything yesterday, but I did manage to finish The Silent Patient. It's always a little bit difficult to talk about like mystery thrillers without spoiling them really. I think that when I talked to you last, I said something about how I hoped that there would be some sort of twist or reveal soon when I was at the 100-page mark. We didn't really get any big reveals or anything, like nothing very, very exciting happened until like the final big twist and reveal at the end. I feel like the ending of this was surprising, but a little bit underwhelming. And I think maybe the reason for that is that we spend like 200 to 250 pages of just building up to this one big twist at the end, and there aren't really a lot of very exciting things happening in those 200 pages. We have like little reveals and everything builds up to this big thing at the end. But I feel like maybe it is very readable and it's very entertaining and you want to keep going because you want to know what this thing is or what's happening. But yeah, we spend a lot of time building up to just one. It's just like one big twist, and the whole book just builds up to that one big thing. There isn't necessarily anything wrong with that, but I think that there was just a lot of build up and we spent a lot of time on that, and I felt like it dragged out a little bit and it got a little bit repetitive. And I think that the story tries to build up to like several smaller sort of reveals, but I didn't really care about that, and some of those things that happened, like the bigger things or the things that were supposed to be like big things, ended up not being that big of a deal. An example of that, very vaguely, this woman, right? She doesn't speak, but you sort of realize at some point she's gonna find a way to sort of communicate. Otherwise, what's the point? And when she gets to that point, or we get to that point in the story, it really wasn't that big of a deal. I don't know if that makes any sense. It probably makes more sense if you've actually read the book. But yeah, I think this was good. I don't really know what I'm gonna rate it yet. It's probably like a 3 out of 5 stars, I think. Yeah, it's probably not a 4-star. I will say though, I do think that because I read quite a lot, and I've read not a lot, but enough mystery thrillers to maybe not be as surprised by things, that influences what I think of this. Obviously, I think that when you have more stuff to compare things to, it's difficult to really be that impressed by things. I think that if you maybe don't read a lot of mystery thrillers, or it's been a long time since you've read any, this would probably be really, really good. I mean, it is good, it just didn't like blow me away. I think I'll probably have more comprehensive thoughts and well thought out thoughts about this when I let it settle for a little bit and I have some time to think about it. Anyways, moving on from that book, I am gonna start I'll Never Tell. So this is the book about the people at the summer camp. I think I told you this in the beginning of the video. And it's about this, I think, a woman who returns to this summer camp where someone died like 20 years ago, and I think maybe they're trying to reopen it. I'm gonna read this one now. I'm kind of saving the Ruth Ware one for last because that's the one that I think I'm gonna love the most. I don't really know why, I just think I've seen so many people talk about it that I think I'm gonna love it, so I'm like saving the best for last. Not that I don't think this is gonna be good, it's just that I haven't heard that many people talk about it. I don't know how much I'm gonna be able to read today, really, because I'm just heading off to work. I have another late shift, and then tomorrow I have work and then plans with a friend after work. I'll try to like bring this with me though, and maybe read a little bit on the subway and on my lunch break and things like that. Yeah, we'll see how that goes. It's now Wednesday, and I thought I would just update you on how my reading is going. I didn't read or vlog anything yesterday because I had work, I think I mentioned this, and then I went to meet with a friend downtown, and we went to look at the new library down in Oslo, and it was beautiful. I made a little video about it, I'll link to it somewhere. It should be up by now. But yeah, I've also managed to read about a fourth of this. So far, I am really liking this. What's happened so far is that we've established that something happened to a girl at this summer camp in 1998, and we get some flashbacks to that time, but then most of the story is set in, I guess, present day. It's like 20 years later, and we meet the kids of the people who owned this camp, who are now passed away. These kids were there back then when this girl died, and I thought that the camp had been closed, but it hadn't. It had been open for the 20 years after, and it had been run by the parents of these kids. There are like 5 of them, I think. There are 4 women, and then, or 4 sisters, and then 1 brother, and they've been called back to this camp because the parents have obviously passed away, and they're trying to figure out who has inherited the camp. So there's like a lawyer there, and he is reading this letter from these kids' dad. That sounds kind of vague because I don't want to give too much away, but a letter has been read that their dad wrote before he passed away, and in the letter it says what they're supposed to do to sort of figure out what they're going to do with their inheritance, and that has something to do with the girl who died 20 years earlier. One thing that I really like about this is that there are pages in here where there's a sort of overview of all the people who were at camp 20 years ago, and it says like where they were at different times, and it sort of expands as you go through the book. So in the beginning we only have like 2 people and where they were in the afternoon, and then it expands to include more people and where they were. And I'm assuming that's to sort of try to tease whether or not some of these people had something to do with this girl's death. I really like the setting of this as well, and I'm liking getting to know all of these siblings. There's also another guy at this camp who is like he like fixes things at camp and he lives there, and we get to read from his perspective as well. There are a lot of people in here though. There are 5 siblings and then this guy, and then we read a little bit from the perspective of the girl who died back in the day. So there are a lot of perspectives. I'm hoping that's gonna work. Sometimes like 7 perspectives is too much, but yeah, we'll see how it progresses. Anyways, I think I'm gonna read a little bit more now, and then soon I have to go to work as usual. All I do is work, and yeah, I'm excited to see where the story is gonna go. Like, I have no idea so far what's gonna happen. Brief interlude here that has nothing to do with reading, because I don't have a reading update for you because I haven't read anything since the last time I spoke to you. I got a new MacBook recently because my old one decided to sadly retire after 9 years of a very faithful service. So I had to get a new one. That's not the important thing. The important thing is that I got a bunch of stickers to put on my new MacBook, and I thought I would show them to you. So I got a bunch of these stickers from Society 6, which is a website that like artists can put their art on and sell merch, I guess. So we have 2 text ones that I thought were kind of funny. I got a space donut because I like donuts and I like space. And then I have this like soda bottle with planets or something in it because I just thought it looked cool. I also got this NASA one because I just really like their logo, and I like NASA because, you know, the Earth is not flat. We also have this hand that I just thought looked cool. And then we have a bunch of corgis because I love corgis. So we have a super cute corgi eating ramen, and then corgi sushi because I just had to get it because it's so cute. So I'm gonna put these on my MacBook now, and it's gonna look fantastic. Alright, quick reading update on this. I have read quite a good chunk in this now, and I have about 100 pages left, I think, and I think I'm gonna try to read what I have left in this in bed this evening. I am really enjoying this. I'm liking sort of getting to know everybody's secrets, and I love the setting of this camp and the flashbacks to the past, and there are plenty of like little twists and little reveals that I'm really, really enjoying. I also have 0 idea of who is responsible for all of this, so I'm intrigued to see how it ends. It's just very compelling. It's very entertaining. There are a lot of characters, and I don't know if all of them are like amazingly developed, but overall I'm just really, really enjoying it. Anyways, like I said, I think I'm gonna try and finish this evening, and then I might update you tomorrow before work. We'll see. Tomorrow is my last day of work before I have 3 weeks off, which I'm really, really excited for, and it should mean that I should be able to read the last book I'm planning to read for this vlog pretty quickly. I don't know what it is, but I just sometimes forget how much time reading takes. Like, I really thought I would be able to read all of the books I had planned for this video in like 5-6 days, and it's just, if you have a busy schedule one week, it's just not gonna happen. At least not for me. It'll be nice to have some time off though, just to relax and read, hopefully a lot. I have a lot of books I want to read this summer. And yeah, anyways, that was a bit of a ramble. I will talk to you when I have finished this. So it's finally Friday, and yesterday I did what I said I was gonna do, and I finished I'll Never Tell. I feel like I don't really have fully formed thoughts on this book yet. Like I've mentioned, I really enjoyed reading this. I really like the setting. I think the characters are interesting. They're pretty unlikable, most of them, but I liked reading about them. And I think that the mystery is engaging, and I liked these little reveals that we get along the way. But I don't know if I feel like the ending was anything amazing. Towards the final reveal, you can sort of figure out who has done it, if that makes sense. And I don't know, again, like with The Silent Patient, I just felt like it was a little bit underwhelming. I don't know if I'm just going into these books with really high expectations, but I feel like what I want out of a mystery thriller, like a really good one, is to be a little shocked at the end. And with this, I was surprised along the way, but I wasn't that surprised at the end. Does that make any sense? I don't really know. I think I'm gonna have to think about this for a little bit. I am swiftly going to move on to the next book, and the final book I'm gonna read for this video, which is, like I showed you, The Turn of the Key. Like I mentioned, I think at some point in this vlog, I honestly feel like I've been making this vlog for ages now. This book is about a nanny who is on trial for having caused the death of one of the kids she was supposed to look out for. I don't really know. I'm very excited about it though. I really think it's gonna be very, very good, and hopefully it will have a really good ending. So I'll have that like surprise ending satisfaction that I've kind of wanted from all of these books. So yeah, I think I'm just gonna go read this for a little bit, and then I'm probably gonna talk to you tomorrow. I kind of want to finish this book by the end of tomorrow because this video I had planned to go up on Sunday in 2 days. So I'm gonna have to try and read this pretty quickly, but I have the day off tomorrow, so it shouldn't really be a problem. So I'm about a third of the way through this now, and I'm really enjoying it. The story starts off with this woman who is locked up in a prison in Scotland, and she is writing to a lawyer because she wants his help, because she says she's innocent of this crime that she's been accused of. She has been accused of, I don't know if it's murder or just causing the death of a child, but she has worked as a nanny for these 3 kids, and one of them seems to have died somehow. She's basically chronicling everything that's happened since she found the ad for this job that she ended up applying for. And the ad seems too good to be true, and she keeps like referring to the fact that I should have realized that it was too good to be true. And she obviously gets this job, right? And she goes to this house, and this house is insane. It's set in like the middle of nowhere, and it's kind of like a Victorian cottage, but it's like super modern because the father of this family is like really into technology. So that the whole house is like wired up so that everything is controlled with an app or like panels. And I haven't really gotten that far into that, but it seems like everything in the house is also surveilled somehow. The parents of this family are also like really weird. There are 3 kids that she's looking out for, but they have 4. One of them is off at some sort of boarding school, I think. And the kids range between like a baby and 8 years old. And there's also like something weird with the kids. Like one of the kids, when she went up for the interview, is like, you shouldn't come here because, oh my god. It's really creepy, this house, and I really like it. The part that I'm at right now is like her first period of time looking out for these kids by herself. And yeah, I'm really excited to see where this is gonna go. It's like, it's very suspenseful and it's pretty creepy. There aren't like any big twists, and I feel like this might not have that many big twists, and I feel like that's gonna work well because I just feel like the suspense is enough, if that makes sense. And I really, really like it. I'm gonna keep reading this very, very soon. I think I'm gonna take a little bit of a break because I need to eat something. I got kind of a late start today. I didn't read anything last night. I sat down and I played The Sims for like 5 hours and it got really late. I went to bed at like 1 o'clock or something, which is way later than I usually stay up. Like I'm one of those people who like, I go to bed at the same time almost every day. So 1 o'clock is really late for me. And yeah, I did it because I wanted to play The Sims because I am 12 years old. So I got kind of a late start today, so I haven't eaten anything. So I'm gonna go do that and then I'm gonna keep reading. I'm very, very excited for where this is gonna go. Hopefully, I'm gonna love it. Alright, so we've reached the end of this vlog because I just finished The Turn of the Key, and I'm really, really happy that I saved this for last because I think out of the 3 books that I read, this is definitely the one that I liked the most. I can't really like tell you very much about the end of this, obviously, without spoiling it, but I did not see any of it coming, and I was very, very surprised, and I was like, and I got that like shocked feeling that I was looking for. So yeah, I'm very satisfied with having read this. It was very compelling. I mean, I read it in 1 day, so that's a pretty good sign. There's definitely a lot of suspense in this book. Much more, I feel, than the other 2 books. At least the suspense in this is sort of creepier than in the other books, and I think that I like that more. I think the house that this is set in is just, it's just so good. It's so odd and weird and just, it's just creepy. And yeah, I just think this setting really, really works for me, and I really, really liked it. Overall, I would say that I feel like my picks were pretty successful. It's very rare for me that I ever give a mystery thriller like 5 stars. I think I can think of like 1 or 2 books that I've given 5 stars because I think that it takes so much to write a really successful one for me, but I still really enjoy books that I give 3 stars, if that makes sense. And even though I don't know how to explain it, I really like reading mystery thrillers, even though I know they're not going to be 5-star reads. I don't know how much sense that makes, but I think what I'm trying to say is that I'm a pretty harsh reviewer, especially when it comes to mystery thrillers, so 3-star reads for me are not bad. And I'd say that I would give these 2 3 stars, and then this is probably gonna be 4 stars. I don't really know which one of these I prefer though. I think that maybe this is a more clever book in a lot of ways, and it feels more original. I think the reveal is really clever in this, but I think it takes a lot of time before we get there. And then in this, I feel like I enjoyed getting to the reveal more than in this, but I don't think the reveal in this is as good as in this. In this one though, I think what makes this, for me, a better read than these two is that the reveal was really good, but I also really enjoyed getting there, if that makes sense. There are all of these like little elements throughout the story that makes it really compelling and exciting and like just creepy. I really like the atmosphere in this. So I think that's what separates this into like a 4-star book instead of a 3-star book. I think that the characters in all of these books are interesting. I'd say that the characters in I'll Never Tell are probably the most unlikable ones. So if you don't like reading about unlikable characters, you might not like this. I think that the setting is really good in I'll Never Tell and in The Turn of the Key. I don't know if I feel like the setting in The Silent Patient was as good, but I'm wondering if maybe I feel that way because part of this is like set in the winter time and it's very much not wintry right now, so maybe that's why I didn't enjoy it as much. There are other parts in this book that are set in the summer and I liked those a lot more, and I feel like that might just be because it's summer right now. I will say though, I do think I would still recommend all of these. I think that there are different things in them that make them good. I think this is the perfect read if you've read a lot of mystery thrillers. I think this would still be surprising, and it would obviously be very good for someone who doesn't read a lot of mystery thrillers. Whereas in these, I feel like maybe if you find the blurb interesting, it's worth the read, but I think maybe like me, if you've read a lot of these types of stories, you might not be like totally shocked, but you would still enjoy them. I think those are all my thoughts for now. I'd love to know if any of you have read any of these books and what you thought, or if you want to read any of them. And I hope you enjoyed this vlog. I know it was a little bit different than my usual vlogs, but I just feel like I need to mix it up a little bit, and I'd love to know if any of you have any like ideas for themes of vlogs or something in particular you want me to read or do, or I don't know. If you have any ideas, I would, as always, love to hear it. I think I'm going to go watch some BookTube now because I saw in my subscription feed earlier that I have a lot of exciting videos to watch. And yeah, that was kind of it. I hope you're all having a great day and I will see you soon. Bye!